everybody. Hi, it's Becky from PowerToolsWithThread.com. That's my blog. Hold on, I got my thing on here. This is one of those pin pals that holds my scissors when I'm doing my long arm. You guys, Grace upgraded my long arm. They just came out with this brand new machine. It is called the 21X Elite. Oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. If you've been thinking about a long arm and you've been kind of holding off, it's a good thing because this machine is their new top of the line. I absolutely love it. It has a great big screen. I just did an unboxing and I videoed the whole thing, and I'm in the process of editing that video right now, so I will get that out probably, I don't know, tomorrow or Tuesday. I am just thrilled with this. I cannot believe it. It is a 21-inch machine, and I have it sitting on the Grace Continuum 2 frame and top of the line. Let me take the camera off and go show you. You might remember the Hello Fall quilt. I have got that on the frame right now, and I am doing a pumpkins design that I got from Urban Elements, urbanelements.com. I'll link to it below. It's just little tossed pumpkins, and it is perfect for this because this quilt had little pumpkins all throughout it. But I love it, and I'm using a variegated thread from King Tut called Sands of Time, and it's just perfect. And then the backing there with the pumpkins on it, so I'll let you see that. That is a Kansas Troubles. Is what that is. But let's get to this beauty of a machine. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am in love with this. Now, it does not come with the tablet. You have to put the tablet on yourself, and that's if you want the automation, the robotics that go with it. But this is a solid steel case, and it's powder coated. It's beautiful, and it runs so smooth. This is a little command cup that I have on here. I always keep it there to hold my little tools. The big thing is this beautiful new screen. It is just gorgeous, and it's easy to use, and it gives me my green bobbin, and then I can hit the toolbox and I get some some little tools I can use there if I want. Touch that. They've reduced the number of buttons on the handles. So the way it's configured right now, you have needle up, down, and stop, start all on one handle, as opposed to the 21 where you had needle up, down over here. And then these two buttons are just stitch per inch that you can change if you want. But for the most part, you're using these over here. And I am just absolutely loving this. It is so sleek and beautiful. They have a new gray stand, and this is powder coated as well, and it is just wonderful. I am loving it. You want to hear it? It's so cool. I had it on pause here. I'm just going to touch my sew button, and it's going to go. I will be giving you guys some lessons on how to use this. I don't get into all the different button features. We'll just do what it is that we want to do for that particular project. I love it. This is a fabulous machine. Let me put it on pause. They have a new accessory. This is a magnetic lens right here, and it's called Magnifique. And this lens, this is 2 times, and then it comes with 3 lenses, the box does. So it has a 2 times, 3, 3.5, and a 5. So when I'm ready to thread the needle, I can get right there. Look at that and see. Isn't that amazing? It just holds on with a little magnet. You mount the bracket, and then this is just a little magnet. I can show you, it just pops off. So there's a metal piece in there and little magnets. I'll link below. You can get this for any long arm, and they are for sale at graceframe.com, and it's called the Magnifique. So let me take you around the back here. It's lovely. It has, there's the front channel lock, and then there's the horizontal channel lock. That's the other one's the vertical. So, and then, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Just gorgeous. Onboard bobbin winder, just like the other one. And I'm using, so this is King Tut Sands of Time, and this is so fine. It's a 50 weight. I like that in my bobbins. And yeah, very nice. Now you don't have to have the automation. You can certainly freehand with this. Yep, I am just absolutely loving it. Thrilled. Tickled to death. Look at those pumpkins. Isn't that a cute pattern? I love it. I'm having so much fun in here. Too much fun, you guys. Can hardly stand it. So I got to tell you, if you're thinking about a long arm, now's the time. It's called the 21X Elite. And oh, she is sweet. I need a name. You guys need to give me a name, okay? You guys are really good at picking names. I like that. I've been playing with it now. This is the second quilt that I did on it. The first one, I finished the zoo quilt that I did. This was called Sunrise Safari, was the fabric line, and the pattern was called Walkabout. I had gotten this at the quilt shop up in Durant, Oklahoma, when we were up there in 21. Let me show you guys. Turned out just beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. And this was a panel book. And I just added some yardage. I have a glass of water here. Let me move it so I don't dump it. So I added some yardage to the book panels, to the page panels. See, like right here? That's yardage I added on so that it would fit in the pattern. And this is so cute. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of busy. Well, let me show you. Let's see here. Can you see the monkey? There's his little head. There's the monkey. Okay, here's this one. Can you see the giraffe? There he is. That's the giraffe. There's an elephant in there, if you can see it. So this pattern is called Baby Zoo Animals, and it too is from urbanelements.com. And I love it. It just turned out adorable. They have got the best long arming designs. So cute. Okay, so got that, and then the other one was pumpkins and loops. I'll link to both of those long arm patterns below. And I am still in the middle of making the support group. Fat Quarter Shop is supporting the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and they are doing that with a quilt along and a hand stitch along called Support Group. I'll put a picture of the pattern right here. The picture on the pattern looks like it was made with Lori Holt's fabrics. I decided to go way crazy, and I chose Tula Pink's Tiny Beasts. And I gotta show you, I've been working on these. I just finished the third row. So I really ought to put these up and just get these so you can see them. They're just something else. Here's one from the second week. These are crazy. So I chose Tiny Beasts and her True Colors coordinates. And I've really made like swimsuit tops out of these things, and I just love it. I can't wait till it's done. I really want to see this hanging. I think it would just look amazing hanging in a mammography clinic. And I'm going to work with my mammography clinic to see if I can't donate it to them to hang in the clinic. You know, you got to get permission from the hospital superintendent guy, you know, the facilities dude, to do that. But this is amazing. So what they are doing is both Lori Holt and Fat Quarter Shop would like everybody to donate $15 to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and they will match it. And I have donated already, and even if you can't donate 15, even just $5, but they are going to match both up to $5,000 each to try to get the giving up to $20,000. So we're very excited. I'm very honored to be a part of this. And if you have not had a mammogram in a year, you need to schedule yourself for one, okay? So I can't wait to get this done. I've got one more row to make, and then I have to, the final week will be the finishing. I will blog this. I've already got the blog posts typed out, and they are scheduled to release in October. I just want to give you guys a sneak peek. I am loving this. This is so much fun. Wanted to let you know the cruise. I am teaching machine embroidery and probably some scan and cut on a sew and sail cruise. It's Sew and Sail 11. And that is sailing January 22nd through the 29th of 2023. Keith and I are both going, and we are so excited about it, and it is almost sold out. So if you've been thinking about it and you haven't contacted them yet and you really want to go, you guys, January is a perfect time to head for the Bahamas, don't you think? I do. And they also have one going the week before that. That's going to be a big OESD event, and that's Oklahoma Embroidery and Supply. And it's just really, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know I'm being sponsored by Amy Bachman from Amy Sews out of Philadelphia. And I'm just so thrilled. I can't wait to go. I look forward to meeting a lot of you. I'm getting emails from y'all. We have someone coming from Australia. So that's really cool. We are going to have a great time. And some people are going the first week on the OESD Sew and Sail 10. And they are staying for the second week to hang with me for the Sew and Sail 11. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do. It is almost sold out. Fat Quarter Shop put out another Tula Pink, and I don't know why, y'all. I've never been a ginormous Tula Pink fan. It's always been a little bit wild for me, but ever since I started doing the support group, I just am drawn to those fabrics. It's just so neat. The stories that she puts in them are fabulous. But she has a new batch out. It's not called a Fat Quarter Bundle. It's called a Fat Stack. And I will link to this below, but I wanted to explain to you why it's called a Fat Stack. This is the Parisian line. And I was watching her, and she was doing something on Facebook Live, and she was showing her room where she does all her hand stitching. She was talking about this line as well. So we have got stacked fans. You know, you almost need to open up the Fat Quarter to see all of it, because these are really large scale prints. And I want you to take a look. It looks like an old sailing ship from like Spain or France. See those? The sails in it? Okay, so that's a theme that runs throughout this entire Fat Stack. Here we go. This is kind of a mustard, a greenish mustard. You know, she said she never puts brown in her fabrics. How about that? I didn't know that. That's cool. She was having a talk with Karen Brown from Just Get It Done Quilts, and she was, you know, because Karen asked her, what color don't you ever use? And she said, I don't use brown. This is very neat. This is very pretty. Smaller scale, looks like peacock feathers almost. It's pretty cool. Now here's a large scale one. It's got pretty loops. Beautiful purple and turquoise on that green. Now we get down to the last two pieces in the Fat Stack. These prints are so large that if you wanted to fussy cut one, like for a bag or something like that, you couldn't do it with a Fat Quarter. So they came out with a Fat Stack. This is a 1 yard cut. So you can get that entire print. It looks like a digital print. Looks like it's pixelated. Very cool. Okay. And then this print right here is just gorgeous. Remember I was showing you the boat with the sails? Okay. Look at the lady in the picture and look at her headdress. It's the boat with the sails. Isn't that cool? She looks like she's wearing a masquerade mask. This is awesome. So if you wanted to fussy cut this, you actually have a whole yard to do it. So that's really cool. That's why it's called a fat stack. She had said that, I don't know if a friend of hers made it or whatever, but this head with the sails was at an event she was doing, one of her first events, and it was a big, huge wall hanging behind her. It was on both sides of her booth, and she absolutely fell in love with it, and those are hanging in her stitching room right now. So that's pretty cool. I've always been a bit of a fabric nerd, and it is so cool to hear the stories behind why something is the way it is, isn't it? I like that. I also picked up the pattern. Pat Sloan was showing this the other day on her site. This is Norman Nanette, another Elizabeth Hartman. You guys know I'm a big fan. So you can make it with all of these little gnomes, or is he a gnome? What is he? I don't know. He could be, yeah. And or you can do a smaller quilt. And then there is, small quilt, large quilt. And of course you can make a couple of them into a pillow if you wanted to. So that's very cool. I got that. I'm going to put it with the rest of my Elizabeth Hartman patterns. Also, Lori Holt from Bee in My Bonnet has put out her new planner. So this is the 2023 planner. And let me show you what is in here. We have a This Planner Belongs To, and then the very first page has 2023 and 2024 at a glance, and each month is colored in those kind of signature colors that Lori uses throughout her fabric lines. And then you open up the tab and there is the whole month at a glance with room for notes. See, there's my cruise from the 22nd to the 29th. And then further in here you have pages for priorities, shopping, personal goals, and health goals, and a whole page for notes. And then over here, these are notes for each day, and it starts with December 26th. And then you can also mark off your water intake right here. And then you have a to-do that you can check over here. One of the things I really enjoy doing is anything that I did that day in my sewing room, just make a little note of what it was, you know, finished a binding on whatever quilt, shot video for whatever, got a pattern, whatever like that, and then go back later on, a year later, and see everything that you did. You can really get a sense of accomplishment on things that you have done when you go back. It's like a little diary just for your sewing and quilting. So this thing is super high quality. It's fabric covered, and I love the big spiral on it so it lays flat. And I've got a link below for you to get your very own. Now, if you would like to win one, you need to jump over, after you finish the video, jump over to my blog at powertoolswiththread.com, and there is a blog post about being able to win one of these, and you can enter there, okay? I'm not taking any entries on the YouTube anymore for any of my giveaways because the scammers have gotten so bad and it's just gotten to be too much to manage. So I'll be doing all my giveaways now over on my blog. Okay, what else? I finished the September Kimberbell Cuties table topper. Thank you again, Sherry, my sewing buddy. She sewed these up for me and I did the embroidery on it, and I think it came out too cute for words. See the little owl? Because we are back to school. Just adorable. This fabric line is it's called Frisky by Zen Chic from Moda. And I just think it turned out absolutely adorable. I love this. And I'm going to do a video on how I did the embroidery on here and cut the applique pieces. I was able to send the embroidery design pieces that are for the applique wirelessly to the Scan and Cut 325, the SDX 325. And just cut them out all at one time. Didn't have to go to Brother Canvas, didn't have to use any software. It's fabulous. So I will have the video out later this week on how I did that. Did a little fabric shopping at, fabric, you guys. Okay, let me do this first. I have horrible news. Horrible, tragic news. Okay, So Villa Rosa Designs put out, you know, their What's New Wednesday, and this is called Paranoia. It's just as cute as can be. This is the Paranoia cat panel, light blue. Why? I don't have a cat. Doesn't matter. Love cats. Very fond of cats. This is adorable. And I plan to use, I wrote it on my notes, Hillside Charm. I'm going to use the pattern called Hillside Charm. I'll put that up right here. So it's just a panel with a bunch of adorable cats on it, look, hanging out with the birds and the butterflies. And along with the line, we have tossed cats on green. And we've got cats on gray, cats on purple, and we have kitty paws on gray. I got this to also be the binding. And we have a pattern that reads as a stripe, like a border stripe. That's why I chose the Hillside Chart. I thought this would look really good. I will add a solid to this pattern so that it all isn't so mumble jumble. And I'll probably fussy cut this stripe into the pieces that I need. And then I've got tossed cats on white. This is so cute, you guys. What an adorable, if you have a cat lover, grandchild that's a cat lover, this is a perfect quilt. Perfect. I couldn't help it, I'm sorry. And then I got, this is called Meow Yarn Light Gray. This will be the backing. I just thought it was adorable. My granddaughter loves cats, so she'd probably adore this too. All right. So that's from Villa Rosa Designs. It's called Paranoia. My DAR group, Daughters of the American Revolution, we have an America 250 book club as part of our chapter, things we do in the chapter. And because America is going to turn 250 years old next year. So they're reading, I'm not in the book club, I don't have time for that, you guys. But they asked me for some bookmarks for door prizes at their meetings. And so I took a Designs by Juju bookmark and customized it for our America 250 book club. And I also did a video on how to do this. I'm in the middle of editing that one as well. So the America Flourish right here, that is also a Designs by Juju design. And there's the book from one of her bookmarks. And the 250 is in a King Star metallic thread from Designs and Machine Embroidery. See how it sparkles? And then book club. And it turned out absolutely darling. I just love it. And it's an In the Hoop project. Very easy to do. And I put a little blue ribbon on the top. How cool is that, huh? I love it. It turned out so neat. I've been busy, you guys. busy. It's like there's never a day where there's nothing to do. Never. Isn't that the great thing about sewing? You know, sometimes you feel like you've got too much to do. But if you don't get it done, that's okay. You know, there's always something else. Designs and Machine Embroidery has come out with a new product. These are wool pads. They've got a rubberized bottom on them, but they are designed to be used for in the hoop projects when you have got to do some work on the back. So I'll tell you, I didn't video this and I should have, on my table topper here, the first owl wings on the navy blue that I didn't use the right shade of blue thread. And so I needed to pull the hoop out, and I needed to get rid of that thread so I could put the right color on it. And it's just wonderful to have these pads when you have got to do work on the back of the hoop, which is where you undo your threads and everything. I took the hoop and put it upside down on these pads, and it gave me a firm surface to be able to get all that done, and it doesn't shift around because it's got a rubber backing. I really like this. The set for the multi-needle, which is what I have, comes with 4 pieces. I'll link to this below. These are very, very handy. You know, that's one of those tools where if you're going to be doing machine embroidery, there are a couple of tools that you really need that you wouldn't think that you need. And one of them is the dime stitch ripper. This is the best of its kind. I know there are several on the market, but I'll tell you guys, I swear by this thing. it went through those threads on the back like butter. I literally, all of these needed to be done on one of the owls, and I was completely finished within about 3 minutes is how fast it went. You know, undoing something should be as painless as doing it as far as I'm concerned. So the one for the multi-needle contains the pads that will fit the different hoops for the multi-needle. So like here's a 5x7. This is the multi-pack that they have. This will go in the 8x8. This one is the 8x14. And this one fits like a 6x10. So love it. And I love that I had it so I could put it to use it right there, and not have to worry that I was going to have my project shift in the hoop or pop out of the hoop. God forbid. Oh, yeah. So just wanted to show those to you because they came in. All right. And then the sad news. My local quilt store is closing. Scrappy Quilter is closing. The 30th of November. After I got off the phone with Joe, the owner, I sat down with a glass of tea and had a good cry. It was terrible. So I went in the next day after she told me, because she was having a sale, but I really wanted to get in on the stuff that she had, because everything just goes. You know, she's in the process now of really clearing out. If you're local to San Antonio shirts area, you may want to go over there and see what kind of deal you can get on things that she's got. So I grabbed some patterns. I had shown y'all before the Dreamy Dan. That is from a So Kind of Wonderful pattern. I had picked that up down in Plant City, Florida. So she had a couple of these as well. This is Plant Life. It's a bunch of succulents, and it uses the Wonder Curve ruler, and that's the same ruler that you would use for Dreamy Dan. And then she had some other patterns that uses the ruler called the OCR Mini, and it is from So Kind of Wonderful as well. So I got this one, and the patterns to go with that ruler are Posh Kitty and Mod Cactus, and then Posh Buddy, little dog. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, so I got those. I hate to even be talking about this, y'all. Ugh. And I've shown you guys before how you can make a square and put several layers of washi tape on it to create a ridge so that you can trim a half square triangle. Well, that's the poor man's version of these things. These are called block lock rulers, and I went ahead and grabbed the ones that she had that I thought I would use quite a bit of. So I picked up the 6.5. This is a block lock. So here's a block lock ruler, and it has this ridge on the inside of it underneath, and it locks in on the seam line for perfect trimming of half square triangles. It's absolutely a fabulous tool. So I got the 6.5, I got the 5.5, 4.5, I got the 3.5, I got the 2.5. Also, she had the Flying Geese block locks from the tiniest. This is 1/2 by 1 inch. These are handy for Lori Holt things, I'm telling you. 7/8 by 1 3/4, 1 by 2, 1.5 by 3. Here's the half square triangle square up ruler. There's the little one, goes with the other stack I showed you guys. Here's the Flying Geese 2 by 4 finished, and here's the Flying Geese 3 by 6 finished. So I picked those up. I needed a little rotary mat, and she had this one there from Fiskars, so I grabbed that. Another 60mm rotary cutter. I need one for the coast. The one I have here is a Fiskars. I'll take this to the coast, and here's my new one for here. 60mm blades, rotary blades, 45mm blades. These are packs of 5. And here's 2 28mm rotary blades. And then I also got a Micron pen. However, you local girls, not to worry, there is another quilt shop down in Floresville called the Stash House, and that is owned by my friend Diane. And she and I are in talks for me to maybe go down there and do like a monthly embroidery club. And we'll have projects to do, and it will be a perfect time for those of you with embroidery machines to bring them in, and we can go through it and do some projects. Or if you're a seasoned embroiderer or you just want to show up and hang out, she's got lots of fabric down there and whatnot, so she's going to be my new local quilt shop. Oh, I got to tell you guys, I ordered labels from Dutch Label Shop with my new logo on them. So those are on the way. When they get here, I'll show them to you. I think that's all I had to talk to you guys about. All right, you guys, that's it. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to talk to you so I can put all of this away. Don't forget, if you want a Bee in My Bonnet planner for 2023, jump over to my blog, powertoolswiththread.com. All you got to do is put your name in your email and hit enter, and you're in, and that's what you need to do, okay? All right, you guys, that's it. We'll talk to you soon. Y'all go say something. Bye.